What seems to have held Conservative MPs back in the past is that there was no real sense of who a successor, a natural successor to Boris Johnson would be. Who do you think that person could be?
Yeah, so I think that's still the case. I mean, I believe one of the interesting things about the situation we've got at the moment is that on the face of it, you've got a Prime Minister with a very large majority who is gradually, certainly since the start of the year, lost ground politically, certainly within the parliamentary party. But there's no one figure stepping up. It may have been Rishi Sunak, perhaps 6 months, a year ago. It's certainly not the case now. There's no obvious candidate. But I don't think that's going to mean we don't have a leadership challenge. And in fact, I suspect in about 25 minutes' time, we might be seeing a small piece of history and the announcement that the threshold to trigger a leadership challenge has been met.
So give us your scenario here then, because of course it's possible that he could still win a leadership contest and then feel obliged to step down just because the result is close and that he is no longer quite as Teflon as he has been in recent years here. Would that look something like your scenario, or does he survive if there's no natural competitor that steps forward?
Yeah, so I don't see that first scenario as being especially likely. I mean, all the indications are that the Prime Minister intends to continue as long as he can do. Certainly there's no soundings that I've heard about such a thing happening. I suspect the simpler scenario would be that Boris Johnson loses the confidence vote, and then a leadership election would run as it normally would and go out to the Conservative Party membership at large. The more complex scenario, as you say, is if he wins, but perhaps not as resoundingly as he would like, then a number of situations come into play. So first of all, on the face of it, he's inoculated against another leadership challenge for another year. That's not necessarily the case. And it is possible for the parliamentary party to trigger another leadership challenge this year. This may happen, as you mentioned, you said there are 2 by-elections coming up on June 23rd. The indications are the Conservative Party are in trouble for different reasons in both of those elections. That possibly could trigger another leadership challenge. Equally, we may see an early general election on the basis of this if the Prime Minister sees that as the way to shore up his support. So lots of things in play at the moment.